Where is it? 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 Oh, yeah, it's here. So yes, I bought a mini tabletop metal lathe. I'm so happy, dude. I wanted to get a mini lathe for such a long time. Feels great, like a little accomplishment. Now I just have to learn how to properly use it. I'm such a bad machinist for now, but hopefully it's gonna change. You may wonder, why did I buy a lathe? And simply because it's been so many times that I needed a little part like a flange or a pulley or like a spindle or something, and I just always had to order from a machinist, and it's been always taking time and money to get the part that I need, and now I can finally do it by my own. It costs more than I can afford, but I'm so glad to have it. You don't even know. My dad actually used to be a machinist when he was young, and he was always telling me all the stories about the parts that he made. He even built his own gym with his welder friend while they were in army. So I have some machining in my blood. It's quite a small machine. The distance between the centers is about 40 centimeters, and the biggest diameter you can turn in here is about 20 centimeters. But this kind of machine perfectly suits my needs, and I think it's going to be a great machine to learn on, and maybe when I'll feel more confident and I'll get some good results, maybe I can upgrade it to some bigger machine. But for now, I like this and I want to learn how to use it properly. I've been playing around with it for some time, even made a few parts that I needed for my work, and it worked great. But to use it properly, I need a proper place for it. Right now it's just standing on my bench, and it's definitely not the best option. It needs to be bolted at least. So I think we're gonna make a little stand. I think I'm gonna position it in this area. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff and change those sockets a little bit. I think it's going to be a nice place for it. I want my stand to be heavy to eliminate any unnecessary vibrations that I might get, and I think I have just the perfect solution for the top. Let me show you. So I've made a few coffee tables with a concrete tabletop for my friends and so on, and I have this top that I wasn't particularly happy about, but for our application it's going to be so awesome. This concrete top is just the perfect size for this lathe, just perfect. Like pretty much everything in my shop, I'm gonna put it on some good casters. And we're gonna make some drawers for accessories and stuff like that. It's gonna be very good. We have some square tubing to build the frame. We always have a stock of plywood that we can use for the drawers. This height, like this, feels a little bit low for me. I had to bend over it while I was working, and my back kind of started to hurt after some time. So I'm gonna make my stand a little higher than my workbench, maybe like 10-20 centimeters. I'm gonna quickly write a cut list and give you a welding montage. And just like that, we have a nice frame. It's as straight as I could possibly get it. You know, working with metal can be a little tricky. You set everything up square and then you start welding and things start happening to metal. It gets warped and yeah, you just have to kind of deal with it. But I'm very happy with this one. We have tabs here to attach the top, and we have tabs here to attach the plywood. At first I wanted to make the sides and everything from sheet metal, but then I checked the current prices for the metal and I decided to go with plywood for the sides at least. By the way, check what we have here, a authentic Coca-Cola fridge. It needs a little repair, it needs some lights installed, and maybe I'm gonna do some kind of storage for paints and so on inside. I don't really want to use it as a fridge, but I think I can make some cool storage out of it. What do you think, guys? You have any ideas? Let me know. So now I'm gonna cut the sides and make some big, nice drawers. I think I'm gonna have 2. That should be enough. So, it's been more than a week since the last clip you've seen of me. I've made such a stupid beginner mistake. I was trying to put the lathe on a stand by myself, and then I felt a little tiny click in my lower back. First it was kind of okay. I've kind of finished what I was doing and went home, but in the morning things got interesting. Basically, I just couldn't properly move for like a week. I could barely work, and the build got stuck. It's really kicking my butt at this point, and I'm not too happy about it. Let me tell you why. Actually, everything is fine. It's just not too rigid. I want it to be like super solid, but it's got this kind of wobble, and I think to fix it, I need to really bolt it down to the wall and to the floor. So since I'm doing that, I might as well lose the casters and use them for something else. It's gonna be a little bit lower, which is totally fine. I think this is just like a tiny bit too high. A little bit lower would be nicer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna lose the casters, bolt it to the wall, and Bob's your uncle. Let's do this. Bye, uncle. And so just like that, my new lathe is got a home now. I really like this setup. It's kind of empty right now because I don't have a lot of accessories for it yet, but I'm gonna slowly, get some as I move forward with my work. We have 2 drawers for some accessories and stuff like that. We have a nice shelf where I can store some oils and stuff like that. And of course, we have a light, which is super bright, and it's probably brighter than any light in my shop. But that setup works for me, and the height of the lathe is just perfect. I don't have to super bend over it like I used to on my regular bench. The stand is bolted to the wall with the brackets that I've made in a couple of minutes. And most importantly, it's rock solid. It doesn't wobble, doesn't move at all. Nice concrete top. Man, I just like it. So it's getting kind of late. I gotta run home now. Let me know what do you think about this build, boys. Stay tuned for the new videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the Patreon, link in the bio. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, brothers.